What up guys, I'm White Light and this is Redwiring Basics, which we've had a number of requests for. If there's something specific you'd like us to cover in next week's episode, just drop us a comment down below and we'll try our best to help you out. But for this episode, we'll be covering the repeater. Okay, so the repeater was added in beta 1.3 and acts as three different things. 1 as a diode, 2 as a delay, and 3 as a repeater. So firstly, as a diode, this means that a signal can only travel in one direction through the repeater, which is indicated by this arrow. The input can only go to the output, whereas the output can't go to the input, which is shown by this. When you power it up, it can go through the arrow, which is the input, to output. If we come from the output side, it can't go the opposite way, which is a great feature, especially which was used in our elevator. This system used a clock and a delay from a single source lever, where we didn't want the power of the clock to affect the delay, so that way we could use the delay system as a timing measure to maybe stop the clock or stop a different part of the circuitry. As we can see, the repeater closest to us stops all the power coming from the clock and affecting any other parts of the circuitry. Secondly, the repeater acts as a delay. There are 4 clicks which act as the different settings. When it's placed, it defaults to 1 click, which is 1 millisecond. When you tap it, it goes to the second click, which is 2 milliseconds, 3 is 3 milliseconds, and 4 is 4 milliseconds. It's just really important to, when you are doing time circuitry, just to even just take notes on them, just have a piece of paper on the side. If you want everything to be timed perfectly, that's probably the most important feature of just remembering what timing you're up to in all parts of your circuitry. Lastly, the repeater acts as a repeater, where it repeats the input signal 15 more blocks out, or just gives more power to the circuitry. As you can see, the power source is way out down there, and it's 15 blocks right up to here. Your 16th and 17th block obviously aren't getting any more power, so you don't have to put the repeater there, you can actually put it right here. And there we go. It repeats the power out further. And yeah, you're going to have now 1 millisecond of delay. That's something very important to remember, that anything on this line here now will have 1 millisecond of delay when coming out from that power source there, whereas something coming out from these sections here won't have any delay at all. Another key feature of the repeater is that it isn't affected by Redwire on the sides of it, as you can see here. So when we power it on, it doesn't affect this circuit or this circuit, which may be going to other things that we don't want it to be affected by. Although when we do break it and put Redwire in the middle, you can see there that it is getting affected by it. So the repeater is good for just making your circuits a bit smaller and making sure that there isn't any interference. So that's just a good little trick to make sure. That can basically be used in this area here, where we want to put buttons closer together, so that way everything looks nicer. So you run 1, and just in the middle there, we have repeaters, so that circuit isn't affecting that circuit, or that one there, vice versa. And there we go. The only thing that you do have to remember is there is a delay now on this one here, so it's 3 milliseconds, so that's just something to keep in mind. And lastly, for the repeater, this is pretty common, everyone should know this one here. When we power it on like that, this is obviously a good way to power on all pistons, so keeping everything closer together. Although, when we take out the repeaters and try to just put Redwire instead, or by itself, it can only power one at a time. So we put stuff like that, it doesn't work obviously, because the Redwire just turns and avoids those pistons. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that and you did learn something from it. If you already did know it all, we will have more advanced stuff later on. But for now, I'm out, and keep on Redwiring.